Welcome to video lecture series on theory of structure. In last few videos we have seen unit load method and its application to calculate deflection for beams and frames. In this video we are also going to see unit load method but now its application is to calculate deflection of pin jointed trusses. Okay, so we will start with a numerical. Let me quickly take the data of numerical. Okay, so in problem it is required to calculate vertical deflection at joint B due to this 120 kilonewton load, and modulus of elasticity of material is given 200 kilonewton per mm square, and this truss is rested on A and C. Okay, so there will be some reaction at A and C also. Also, length of member AB, BC, DE, EF, AD, BE and CF is given as 4 meter, whereas BD and for BF length is not given, but we can calculate that length by using hypotenuse theorem. Also, cross-sectional area for horizontal members AB, BC, DE and EF is given 5000, and for all other members is given 2500, except for vertical member BE, it is again given as 5000. Okay, now what is this cross-sectional area? So for example, if I take a section here, this member can be a circular member, it can be a square member, it can be a rectangular member, or it can be a hollow circular, hollow square or hollow rectangular. Now area of this cross section is nothing but cross sectional area, which is given in mm square. Cross sectional area is given in mm square. Okay, and it is required to calculate delta B. Okay, more specifically delta BV. What delta BV means? Delta BV means vertical deflection, right? So first, as we know that member AB, BC, DE, EF, DA, EB and FC all are having length of say 4 meters. So we'll write down here length of member AB is equals to BC is equals to DE is equals to EF is equals to DA is equals to EB is equals to FC is equals to 4000 mm, right? So this is known to us, whereas length of member DB and BF we will calculate. So how we will calculate? By using hypotenuse theorem. So length say BD is equals to DF is equals to under root of, so we know that this is 4 meter and this is also 4 meter, so under root of 4 square plus 4 square, which is equals to 4 under root 2, or we can also write it as 4000 under root 2. Okay, so we know the length. Now as we know that this is 4 meter and this is 4 meter, means this angle is 45 degree. Similarly, this angle is also 45 degree. Again, we will observe that the truss is symmetrical for member cross section as well as for loading also, right? So what we will do, we will solve only half part and we will apply the result of this half part to other half part. Okay, now we know that this is rested at A and C. So to this action of 120 kN, there will be some reaction also, right? So let us calculate reaction now. So reaction at A, let us say, is Ra, and reaction at C as Rc. Now logically, if we think logically, you will come to know that this 120 is exactly at center and everything is symmetrical. So what will happen? It will get evenly distributed at A and C. And from logic, this Ra is nothing but 120 kilonewton. Sorry, this Ra is nothing but 60 kilonewton and Rc is 60 kilonewton, right? But still we will calculate this reaction using our fundamentals. So what fundamentals say? Fundamentals say to do first summation of Fy. So summation of Fy, Ra is going upward and Rc is going upward, right? So we will write down Ra plus Rc and then equals to, on left hand side of equals to we will take upward forces, and on right side of equal to we will take downward forces. So downward force is only one, that is 120 kilonewton. So we got one equation here. So this is one equation. Now again we will do summation of moment at A is equals to 0. We will take moment at this point. Now Ra is passing through this point and therefore Ra and distance of Ra from A is 0, right? Then next is 120 is going clockwise, so plus 120, and distance of this 120 from A is 4 meter, so multiplied by 4. Then this Rc is going anti-clockwise, so minus and minus Rc, and what is distance from A? It is 4 plus 4, 8, so multiplied by 8, which is equals to 0. And if we calculate it now, you will get Rc is equals to 60 kilonewton and Ra is equals to 60 kilonewton. Okay, so we can also skip this step if loading as well as the truss is symmetrical. Okay, so once we calculated the length, angle and reaction, now we'll start with step 1. So step 1 is to calculate member forces for given loading. Now which loading is given here? 120 kilonewton loading is given, right? So we have to calculate member forces, means forces developed in this member due to this 120 kilonewton loading. Okay, so let me quickly draw the diagram again and then we will resume. Okay, so I have just redrawn the diagram here and excluded the unnecessary data, and now we will give the name to the diagram as E diagram. Okay, so we are interested to calculate forces in this member due to this 120 kilonewton load. So we will take first joint A. Joint A. Let me draw this diagram. This is A. This force is 60 kilonewton, right? Now at joint A there are two members, AD and BA. We don't know magnitude as well as direction of forces in this member, right? So what we will do here, we will just consider that the forces are away from the joints. Okay, so for AB we will consider that it is away from the joint. Similarly for AD we will consider that it is away from the joint. This is our assumption. It can be false also. Okay, we will come to know when we will have answer, right? And we will give name this as PAB and this as PAD. So we are interested to calculate this PAB and PAD. So first we will do summation of Fy is equals to 0. So now 60 is going upwards, so 60, then plus PAD is also going upwards, so PAD. Is there any other vertical force? No, and therefore 0. So from this equation we will get PAD is equals to minus 60. Now what it means? It means that our answer 60 is correct, but our assumption was not true, it was false. Okay, so its direction of this PAD is not this, but direction of PAD should be like this, towards the joint. Okay, now we will apply this force in the diagram. So now we know it is towards the, so like this, towards the joint, similarly towards this D joint, and answer is 60 kilonewton. Right? Now we will do summation of Fx. So summation of Fx is equals to 0. Now we will see horizontal forces. There is only one horizontal force which is going towards right, and therefore PAB is equals to 0. Okay, so let us mark here PAB is 0. Now we will take other joint. So now we will take joint D. So at joint D we will try to draw the diagram. This is joint D. At joint D there is one force, that is dA, which is towards the joint. Okay, say 60 kilonewton. There is other member dB. We don't know the magnitude and direction of the force, so we will consider it as away from the joint and write down here PDB. And other member is DE, which is connecting at joint D. We also don't know magnitude and direction, so we will assume away from the joint, and we will write down here PDE. Right? Now what we will do, we will resolve this into two components. So resolve this into two components. Let us, we know that this is 45 degree, so this will be PDB cos 45, and this one PDB sin 45. Right? We know these basics. Now we will do summation of Fy first. So we know that 60 is going upward, so we will write down plus 60, and then this PDB sin 45 is going downward, so minus, since it is going downward, minus PDB. Now sin 45 means 1 upon root 2 is equals to 0. So from this equation we will get PDB is equals to 60 under root 2 kilonewton. Right? And this is positive. Positive means our assumption is correct. This direction is correct. We will write down in the diagram. So direction is away from the joint. So we will mark here away from the joint and away from the joint. And answer is 60 under root 2. Okay. Now next is summation of Fx is equals to 0. So how many forces are there? There are two forces. PD is going towards right. So PDE as well as this PDB is also going towards right, and value of PDB is 60 under root 2. Okay. So let me write first PDB cos 45 is equals to 0. Now PDE plus PDB is 60 under root 2, and cos 45 means 1 upon root 2 is equals to 0. So root 2 will get cancelled, and we will get PDE is equals to 60 kilonewton minus 60 kilonewton. Right? Now minus sign indicates that our assumption is wrong. It is not away from joint, it is towards joint. So we will mark here like this 60. Okay. Now Next joint is joint E. So we will write down joint E. So we will draw joint E. This is E. Downward force of 120 kN is acting on it. Then this is towards joint, which is 60 kN. Then we don't know about this, but since it is symmetrical, right, this is symmetrical, so the direction and magnitude of this member will be same for EF member. Okay, so direction and magnitude of ED member will be same for EF member due to symmetry. So I will mark it like this, 60. And there is another member connecting at joint E, that is EB, but I don't know what is the direction for EB. So what we will do, we will mark it as away from joint, and we will write down here PEB. Okay, so we will do now summation of Fy is equals to 0. So this PEB is going downwards, so minus PEB, and 120 is also going downwards, so minus 120 is equals to 0. So we will get here PEB is equals to minus 120 kilonewton. Okay, now what minus sign indicate? Minus sign indicate that our assumption, this is wrong, it is actually towards joint. So we will mark this here. So this is towards joint, and answer is 120 kilonewton. Right, now we have solved half of the portion, and now we will replicate our answer as it is on the other half. So we'll write down here 60, this as 60 kilonewton, here it is 0, this is towards joint, so it is 60 root 2. Okay, now we have calculated the member forces. Now this is important thing. See, while solving the truss, we will get two type of forces. One will be like this, and other will be like this. In general, we considered forces going away from each other as tensile and forces coming towards each other as compressive. But while solving truss, we will consider forces away from each other as compressive and forces towards each other as tensile. Okay, this is because we are considering the forces towards joints and away from the joints. Also, these are not external forces, these are internal forces. Okay, therefore we have to consider it as opposite. So forces going away from each other as compressive and forces coming towards each other as tensile. Also, we will consider compressive as negative and tensile as positive. Okay, so this is very important, please note down this. Now what was step 1? Step 1 was member forces for given loading. Okay, now what is step 2? Step 2 is member forces for unit load, okay, of say 1 kilonewton. So let me draw a diagram quickly. Okay, so this is the diagram, and you can see there is no original loading in this diagram, right? We have removed the original loading. This we have seen in unit load method for beam and frame also. In next step, what we will do, we will remove the original loading and then we will apply the unit load. But where to apply this unit load? Right, now it is given to calculate vertical deflection at joint B. Right, so to calculate vertical deflection at joint B, what we will do, we will apply a unit load, and that vertical unit load at joint B of 1 kilonewton. Okay, so after applying this 1 kilonewton load, what will happen? Due to this loading, there will be some reaction at A as well as reaction at C. We have seen if everything is symmetrical, this reaction will be half. So this is 0.5 kilonewton and this is also 0.5 kilonewton. And now we will calculate member forces for this 1 kilonewton load. Okay. So first joint is joint A. So this is joint A. This load is 0.5 kilonewton and there is a member AD. With AD we don't know the direction and magnitude, so we will take this as now here we have to take care that we have given name to this diagram as P diagram, right? So here we will give name to this diagram as K diagram. Okay, so we will consider that force in this member AD is KAD. Okay, and now this is also one member connecting at A, so let us take this is away from the joint and name it as KAD. Okay, force due to or member forces due to unit load. K stands for member forces due to unit load. Now we will do summation of Fy here. So summation of Fy is equals to 0. So 0.5 is going upward, so plus 0.5, and this KAD is also going upward, so plus KAD is equals to 0. Therefore KAD is equals to minus 0.5. No need to worry, minus sign indicates that our assumption was wrong. Our assumption was it is away from the joint, but it is towards the joint. So we will mark it towards the joint like this. Okay, and we will write down here 0.5. Now we will do summation of Fx is equals to 0. So there is only one force, that is KAB is equals to 0, right? So we will mark it in the diagram that KAB is 0. Now next joint is joint D. So this is joint D. Now this force is towards D of 0.5 kilonewton. This is a member DB, so let us consider it is away from the joint and write down it as KDB, and this is also one member connecting at D, so consider it is away from the joint and name it as KDE. Okay, now we will resolve this into two forces, horizontal and vertical. So consider this as theta, that is 45 degrees, so this will be KDB cos 45 and this is KDB sin 45, right? Now we will do summation of Fy for this. So 0.5 is going upward, so plus 0.5, and KDB sin 45 is going downward, so minus KDB sin 45 is equals to 0. Now we can write it like this: KDB sin 45 means 1 upon root 2 is equals to 0. Therefore we will get KDB is equals to 0.5 root 2, right? Kilonewton. Now this plus sign indicates that our assumption was correct, that this force is away from joint. So we will mark it like this, away from joint, and we will write down here 0.5 root 2. Now we will do summation of Fx. So summation of Fx is equals to 0. So how many forces are there? Horizontal forces KDE and KDB. So KDE, it is going towards right, therefore plus KDB cos 45. So KDB, we know that KDB is 0.5 root 2 and cos 45 is 1 upon root 2 is equals to 0. So root 2 will get cancelled and we will get KDE is equals to minus 0.5 kilonewton. Now this minus sign indicates that our assumption, we have assumed that it is away from joint, but it is not away from joint, it is towards joint. So we will mark it in the diagram. This is towards joint and this is 0.5 kilonewton. Okay. Now we will solve next joint, joint B. In last numerical we have solved joint E because load was at joint E. but in this diagram the load is at joint B, therefore we will solve joint B first. Okay, so let me draw joint B here. So this is joint B. Okay, so now at joint B, how many members are there? This is one member which is 0. This is other member, this is also 0. Then 1 kilonewton load is there, right? Then there is BD member. BD member, we don't know the direction, so we will consider away from joint. This angle is 45 and we will name it as KBD. Similarly, there is another member like this. We also don't know the direction, so we have considered it as away from the joint and we will name it as KBF, right? And this member again we don't know, BE member, so we will consider it as away from joint and we will name it as KBE. Now we will resolve this to, so consider this as 45, right? So this is KBF cos 45 and KBF sin 45. Similarly, KBF cos 45 and KBF sin 45, right? Now once this is over, we will do summation of Fy first. So summation of Fy is equals to 0. Okay, now see, in this case there are two unknowns actually, KBE as well as KBF. Fine, but we can make use of symmetry here. We know value of KBD. Value of KBD is 0.5 root 2. So we will consider that value of KBF is also 0.5 root 2. This is because of the symmetry, right? So we know value of KBD, we know value of KBF. The only unknown is KBE. So now we will do summation of Fy. So while doing summation of Fy, this 1 kilonewton is going downward, so minus 1. KB is going upward, so plus KBE. This KBF sin 45, KBD sin 45 is going, sorry, this is KBD. Okay, this KBD sin 45 is going upward, right? Therefore plus, what is value of KBD? KBD value is 0.5 root 2. So I will write down here KBD sin 45 is going upward and KBF sin 45 is also going upward, is equals to 0. Okay, so now we will write down KBE is equals to 1 minus, okay, KBD, value of KBD is 0.5 root 2, 0.5 root 2 and sin 45 is 1 upon root 2, right? Similarly, plus KBF is 0.5 root 2, okay, and sin 45 is 1 upon root 2 is equals to 0. So this root 2 will get cancelled. Okay, let me correct, this will be minus, right? So this root 2 will get cancelled, so we will get minus 1 minus 0.5 minus 0.5, that is KBE is equals to 0, right? So we will mark in this diagram that KBE is 0. Okay, when you will solve the number of numericals, you don't need to do this much of calculation. You will come to know from the observation that this force is going upward, this force is also going upward, and therefore this member will have 0 forces. Okay, so now we have we have solved half of the portion. Now we will just replicate in other half. So this is 0.5, this is 0.5 and this is 0, right? So we have find out member forces for original loading as well as member forces for unit load. Now again I will repeat here, this is very important. Forces towards each other is tensile forces and forces away from each other is compressive forces. Compressive forces are negative in nature and tensile forces are positive in nature. Okay, so we have to follow these sign conventions. So now next step is to draw a table. Okay, so now we will write down members. So how to write down these members? So we will first write down all horizontal members. So AB, BC, DE and EF are horizontal members. So let us write down first AB, BC, DE and EF. These are horizontal members. Then we will write down vertical members. So we will write down first center one, that is EB, then DA and then FC. And at last inclined members, so BD and DF. Then we will write down length of this member. Now we know that only this inclined member have different length and it is 4000 under root 2. So 4000 root 2 we will write down here and 4000 root 2, and for all other it is 4000. Then we will write down area. So area for 5 member AB, BC, DE, EF and EB is 5000. So we will write down this. And for all other member it is 2500. Okay, sorry. Then we will write down this P load. So for P load we will refer the diagram, P diagram. Okay. So for member AB it is 0, for member BC it is 0, so for member DC, so this sign is for compression and compression is treated as negative, so minus 60. Similarly EF minus 60. Then EB away from the joint means compression, so minus 120. Then DA away from the joint, so minus 60, right? Then FC away from the joint, so minus 60. Then BD, it is toward joint, therefore plus root 60 root 2, and similarly this has plus 60 root 2. Now we will refer small k diagram or K diagram. So here again member AB and BC is 0. Then member, this is away from joint, so minus 0.5. Again minus 0.5. Then again minus 0.5, and this is also minus 0.5. This EB is 0 and this is 0.5 root 2 and 0.5 root 2. Now what we will do, we will multiply this P, K and L, and then we will divide it with area and modulus of elasticity. Modulus of elasticity is given to us. Value of modulus of elasticity is 200 kilonewton per mm square. Okay, so it is given E as 200 kilonewton per mm square. So no need to convert this elasticity because our loads are already in kilonewton and area is already in mm, right? Also length is also in mm. So now we will quickly do the calculation, and after calculation we will get, so anything multiplied with 0 is 0, anything multiplied with 0 is 0, and similarly anything multiplied with 0 is 0. Now here we will get for member DE as 24, for member EF as 24, for member AD as 48, Then for member CF as 48. Sorry, member FC is not 0, I think so. I have done some mistake here. Yes, member EB is 0. So this is 0. Okay, this is 0. This is 0.5. So this is 0. This is not 0. Okay, right. EB is 0. So CF is 48, and this one is 135.768 and 135.768. Now we will do summation of this. So summation of this we will get as 415.530. So I will write down here summation of PKL upon AE is equals to 415.530. Right? Okay, now the summation of this is 415.530, but this summation does not include E because we have only considered PKL upon A. So this summation is of PKL upon A and value of E is 200. So we will write down now PKL upon AE will be equals to 415.530 upon 200. So we will get here 2.078 mm. Now this is what is deflection at point BV, means vertical deflection at point BV is 2.078 mm. Right? So the deflection curve might be like this. This deflection is 0.78 mm. Thank you. Hope you have understood this numerical. For previous numerical, please find link in the last, and in next video lecture we will see problem 2. Thank you.